Hello and welcome to the first creative happy hour of 2026. You know me, got my drink. Cheers to 2026. I've even got Chester here with me. He's down there in this spot of sun, probably for the next 5 minutes until his food goes off, and then I will be left alone to scrapbook. So, yeah, I'm trying to get back on to live videos a bit more regularly in 2026. That's one of my New Year's resolutions. And so I just wanted to jump on today and do a little bit of a layout. I've started it, so I just thought I'd show you a few tips and tricks and show you sort of how I've done a few things. And over here, I've also got some new product as well that I wanted to show you, and things from the catalogue that you might like to see. So what I'm scrapbooking today is, I'll show you one of the photos. If you recognise this guy in the middle, or well, you probably see it in the background. I went to Rob Thomas's concert, and so that was Jerob's birthday present. We got to meet him and we were in the front row and we got to dance, and it was just an amazing concert. I loved it. And so I wanted to scrapbook those photos. And so I took a little bit of inspiration. I was watching a YouTube video by Erin Jacobson yesterday or the day before, and she had scrapbooked a Michael Jackson concert, so like an experience concert. So I loved her layout, and I thought, oh, I've got some of that stuff. So I've taken her video as inspiration, and I'm going to do my own twist on it, because hers was sort of black, white and gold. So I am using orange and a few other things. Oh, if you look at the back of this, so this was Halloween paper, but I have used it because I was wearing an orange dress. So that is my plan for today. So orange, teal, black and white. So you can hopefully see here, I've got one half of my layout here. So all I've done is I have used the background and then put a 10 by 11 piece of white cardstock on it, and then the other one is the mirror image. And I love how this layout goes, the paper goes from dark to light, so it's fun, just because it's one of those things that you've got an ombre effect. Right, so I'm just going to bring up, I've just lost my inspiration picture, so I'm just going to bring that back up. There we go. So what I've got first is my I've already matted my photos. So I've got this strip here, and then I just matted another strip of photos in white, and I just did this all on one piece so that it's nice and easy, because I know I want them in a row, so it's easy just to maneuver them. So I've got my photos here. So this is the left hand side we're doing first, and then I struggled for ages with this, but I had this paper here that is a very, very old, close to my heart one, if you recognise it from back in the day. So I'm just going to glue that down. I'm leaving a little bit of white at the bottom, but I'm just going to glue this down. And probably doesn't matter which way it goes. And I just want that straight. So that is the base of my left-hand page. So you want quite a subtle pattern, but still a pattern, and you probably want a darker background if you're doing it on a white piece of cardstock, just so that it really stands out and pops. And then of course I've got my photos that I've already matted here, so I do just want to stick them down quickly, because I know where they're going. So usually when I'm doing a layout, I stick down everything that I'm pretty sure that I know where I want it to go. And then I sort of just play around with the rest of it. So that is going to go, actually I do need my big photo. I don't want to stick this down yet because I want to do some stamping underneath it. So what I want to do, oh, Chester has left the building, is make sure that I've got enough of a gap because I want my photo kind of overlaying. So I have fussy cut this paper music note sort of wave effect from an old, I think it was Creative Memories PML card. So when Erin did hers, she had a film strip going across it, but I thought this would be kind of cool. And I want it to kind of be, if you can see that, up the top of the page. So I'm just making sure that that all fits in nicely, and it does. So I don't want to stick that down yet, but I just want to make sure that I've given myself enough room. And then that is stuck down there. Perfect. Now, in terms of some of the new stuff that I've been working with, one of the fun things is this cute, what's that called? Boardwalk Fun dies. So I've been planning on using this for a few different carnival things, but this die cut here, the ticket, is fabulous for concerts or like any music events or plays, anything that requires a ticket. So that's half the reason why I got this stamp set and dies. So it comes with the stamp set as well, or you can get the dies just separately. But this little ticket here, I have already cut it out. So I cut some in the same orange paper as what I've matted some of my photos on. So you can see it up close there. And I don't know if you can see, it's got like little perforation. There you go. So it's like a cute little tear ticket. So I cut that in orange. And then I had some Journey glitter paper left over. So I cut some in the Journey glitter paper as well. So I've got a couple of different color options. So I was going to probably put some down here. So I just want to play around with that. Now, did I put one or two? There's one there. So I want my little ticket underneath here. Hopefully you guys can see that. So I've got my ticket, and that also goes on the photo where, whoops, we're showing that we had our meet and greet tickets as well. So I thought that was quite cool. Now the other new die cut that I want to show you, and it's one that I'm very, very happy to have in my collection, is this one here. Now this is the Swirled Designs dies. So it's got an oval and a couple of different sizes, this called diamond, even flowers, stars, but I have used this star here, and I have cut that once again in the Journey cardstock, well, glitter paper. And so I have a few different stars to put down. So with the stars, I just want to layer it over my ticket. And when you've got something this intricate, oops, I haven't punched out all of the little bits. I'll do that now. I could use my pokey tool, but never mind. So I've got my glitter star, very cute. And I will just put some glue on this. So I'm using the fine tip of the glue here. And you just need the tiniest amount. Teeny tiny. Make sure you put the lid back on after you have finished with it. So my star is just going to kind of go off the ticket, probably about there. So you can see I've got the star overlaying the ticket, which I think looks pretty cute. Oh, happy with that. Wonderful. So now I want to put my top photo on. But before I do that, I want to do a little bit of ink splatter. And I could just splatter. But one of the most exciting things that I saw in this catalogue, if you know me, I am a steampunk girly. So this here, it comes with a matching die set as well. And then this is the stamp set. So you can buy these separately or as a bundle. So good for masculine layouts, if you've got cars, things like that. So I've got this stamp set here. Now I want to use this splatter here probably. I'm just having a ponder. Yeah, probably that splatter. Now I think I want to do it in black. I think. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm not 100% sure, one of the tricks I like to do, this is a brand new set, is stamp it on a scrap piece of paper to see what it's going to look like. Because I don't know if I want this in first or second generation black. So all I'm going to do is grab a scrap piece of paper. I'm just going to move that out of the way for a minute. And then I'm going to ink this up in first and second generation. So ink, ink, ink. So I'm going to do a first generation over here and then a second generation over here. Okay, I think I like the second generation. But when you're doing it on scrap paper, it means that what I can do now is, because I want it sort of over here, I'll just trim this a little bit more. I can then have a look and go, okay, do I like it better lighter, or do I like the dark? And actually, when I have it with my photos, I like the dark better, funnily enough. So I know roughly where my photo is going to go. And I want a little bit of a gap at the top. So I'm just going to take my stamp and my ink, move this across, and I will do this on the other side as well. So I just kind of want about there. You can do multiple and stamp it, but I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to do a little bit more, probably over here, and that just helps fill up that blank space. Do I want a third? No, I don't. So I'm just going to keep that over there for now. Have a drink break. And now what I want to do is probably stick my photo down, because I didn't want to stick the photo down just in case I got some ink smudge on it. So once again, this is actually the back of some Halloween paper, so don't be limited to a certain paper packet. So this is Halloween and I'm making it work for a concert. So I'm just going to stick my photos down. Beautiful. Now I've got my splotches here. What I'm going to do with that is, now this is where I'm contemplating. So I know I want to do a couple of stars. Do I have another star over here? Yes, I do. Got my stars in multiple places. So I've got 2 stars here to kind of cover over that splotch, and I just want to play around till I'm happy with the placement of where they are. Yes, I like that. So once again, these are these same blue glitter stars that I've just cut out of the Journey glitter using the new swirled dies. So that one was going, oh, now I've forgotten where I put them all. That'll do there. And then I've got this one over here. Sometimes if I'm placing a lot of embellishments and I want to make sure that I put them back exactly where I had them, I will take a photo when I've placed everything. and then that one can go there. Now I want something tall here to go with, oh my gosh, that's right, I've got my, I forgot about that. So then actually, do we want this star? I forgot about that. Whoops. Okay. See, all of us make mistakes. Okay, so I've got that there. And then, oh no, now I've got a piece of glue there. Okay. So now I have to figure out what to do about these stars. So I can probably actually, oh no, because that's over his head. Oh my goodness. There we go. Right, crisis averted. And now I'm just going to stick this down. Okay, so that'll cover. Okay, I'm just going to lift this up a bit. This is what happens when you forget to put something on. Okay. So then that's going to go up a bit. And then that can go there and cover the glue. And I'm just going to chop a little bit off so it doesn't show through. Beautiful. Right. Here we go. Okay, so now we need to figure out what we're going to do with this star. So I can probably stick that there because it won't matter if it's over the music notes. Cool, cool. Just re-glue that. Okay, this is its final destination. I do not want to get glue everywhere. Okay, beautiful. So then what I need is something sort of in this gap here to kind of just change it up. And I did think about another ticket, but I actually want to put some tickets over in this corner. So I do have this random cut apart sheet that I found in my stash. So I'm just wondering if there's anything here. There's the keyboard, there's the guitar, there's the record. There's nothing really big enough or like the right size. I just need something. I could do the microphone or the amp. Let's just cut the amp out and see if I like it. So if I'm cutting something out and I don't know whether or not I'm going to like it, I don't worry about fussy cutting it too much. I just sit it here to see if I like it. And it's, yeah, actually that might work. Let's just fussy cut it and see where it takes us. Now when I fussy cut, I'm always making sure that I'm actually moving the paper, not the scissors, because that way you just get a nicer, cleaner, rounder, I guess, kind of look, so it doesn't look as jagged. So let me just finish cutting this out. And then we pretty much onto the second page, which is great. So that's the little speaker. So I think, yeah, actually that fits that gap quite nicely. So let's commit to that. Stick that down. I always just put this, now do I want that there or sitting on here? I actually probably want that there. There we go. Cute. So you can see I've got my stars, my splatters, my sort of amp, and then this flowy music curve. And then I've got my stickers, my ticker and my star down here. Now, the last thing I want to do on here is fill in this little white space here. So, I've got a couple of tickets, and this time I'm going to do my journey ones. So my journey tickets are just going to go up in this top corner here, just so that I can bring that glitter through. And then it also means that I've got sort of a cluster in both segments. So I'll do one sort of more straight. Hopefully you can see that. Let me know if you're watching. Put a comment in so that I know who's here, because I can see people are watching, but I don't know who. And then I've got that ticket can go down there like that. So I've got 2 tickets up in the corner here. So this is the left-hand side of the layout, which I'm really happy with. It's got the blues, the blacks, and the pops of orange as well. So that is my left-hand side done. So let's move on to the right-hand side. And once again, I have sort of pre-done a few of things. I'm just going to put that down here in case I need it. Well, I will need it to line things up. So, here's one I prepared earlier. So once again, I've done my white with the ombre around it. And then what I need to do is put the polka dot paper on and line it up. I love putting tape runner on. Okay, so I'm just going to take this first page, line it up, and plonk that on. Ooh, do I go this way? Yes, there we go. That way the polka dots are aligned. Like so. Beautiful. And then while I've got both layouts here, I probably just want to check the photo layout. So I've matted this one in orange as well, and so this is a 6x4. On the other page I have 1 6x4 and then 3 3x4s. This one is my 6x4 for the right hand side, and for this one I then just have 2 3x4 photos. There's Jereb in the front row. 2 3x4 photos. So I'm going to line these up, because what I wanted to check was, I've got this one here, but because both edges are flat, I wanted to make sure it's stretched across the rest of the page. So I've got that and that and that. Perfect. So I'm just going to once again stick down what I'm happy with. I always go to use this tape runner and use it the wrong way around. So, right, is that about the right gap? Yep, perfect. 2 3 1 2 3. The great thing about polka dot paper is it means that you can line things up as well. Okay, so I've got my white here, and then I've got my orange. Now, I need some journaling. So I found the perfect journaling spot. So this has music notes all around it. Isn't it cute? And then once again, I put it on that Halloween paper. So I want to put that sort of off to the side a little bit. And then I've made this little Rob Thomas circle title. Now, one of my New Year's craft resolutions is to use up all my alpha stickers. So that's what I'm doing here. So I've put Rob Thomas. I know it's backwards. Facebook Lives won't let me flip the camera anymore. And this is on, I don't know if you can see, it's got a fun little edge around it. This is one of the Spotlight on Nature dies. This is amazing. It's got different circle shapes with different edges. And it's just wonderful for grounding embellishment clusters or putting your journaling or titles on. It's just a great versatile set. So I wanted to put that somewhere along here, like so. Right. And I want another splatter over here. So before I glue this down, I'm just going to do another splatter. And try not to put my finger all in the ink. So for this one, I kind of want it up high. And I'm just doing one splatter here. I'm not doing two. So my ink is done. Just going to plonk that up there. Put this away so I can clean it later. Right. So everything is pretty much ready to be stuck down on this side. This side's a lot faster than the other one. I knew what I was doing on this one. This is where you say, oh, I always know what I'm doing. Huh? No, I don't. Okay, so then I've got that, making sure everything's nicely aligned. Beautiful. And then I want to stick down my journal tag. Well, my journal box and the tag. I'm going to stick this on because that needs to be lined up nicely. And I'm going to plonk that down there a bit. Yeah, that looks pretty cool, I must say. If you can see it, there we go. Very cool. So I've got the music on both sides. I've got this, I've got my journaling box. Now I am going to pop my title up on some dimensionals. So I've got this mini stamping dimensionals here. And I don't want to go right to the edge because I still want to like pop things behind it. So, oh my gosh, I am terrible at getting into packaging. Right. I got fake nails, and while they are great, they are not very helpful for like intricate crafting things. So we will see how we go for the rest of the month. I do like having themed nails. I could use my pickup tool, but I've done it now. So I've got my rubbish bins down here. I've got my title popped up a little bit, so I'm just going to put that over there. So you can see I've got the music, the splatter, the Rob Thomas, the journaling, and my photos down. So because we had the ticket and star elements on the left-hand page, we want to bring them across to the right. So where I'm going to put these, I'm going to put the tickets down in this corner here, so that that helps fill in that area. So I'll stick the orange one down first, because I don't want the orange one touching the orange up here. And then I've got another one of my little tickets. So remembering this is from the new Boardwalk die cuts, and I'm just going to plonk that up on there so that the tickets are hanging out with the title. So that's quite cute. And then I've got one more star from the Swirl Designs. So that I was going to put down here just to sort of, yes, I like it right there. And once again, I'll make sure that all of these are popped out. Put some glue on it. Oops. Went a bit gung-ho on the glue there, but it's okay. You can use the tip to spread it around. And then drop it on the floor. Bend and snap. Right, so I'm just going to slide that under there. Like so. Got a bit of glue smudging there. That's okay. Okay. Put my glue away. Me and glue just sometimes do not get along. So then, what have we got left? So I've got my stamps, my title. Do you know what? I think I'm done. I was possibly going to fussy cut a guitar and put that somewhere. So let's see. Let's see if that works. Because I've got this guitar. So once again, I'm just kind of half fussy cutting it to make it look like I've got it. So I could put that there because I've got the tickets. So then that way, or I could put it, no, I don't like that. Don't like that. I think I would put it in that corner to kind of bring things over. So let's quickly do that. Once again, we just want to leave a little bit of a white edge. I find it a lot easier to actually leave a little bit of a white edge when fussy cutting rather than trying to cut quite close, because if you do that, then if your scissors slip, it's not going to be as much of a disaster. So I'm just going to quickly, I know watching me fussy cut is probably not the most exciting thing on the internet. Sorry. But it is necessary in order to make this scrapbook page finished. And I will journal off camera as well because I still need to work out what I'm going to write. So like I said, this was Jerob's 50th birthday present. Don't tell him I told you how old he is. And so I got him front row tickets to Rob Thomas and a meet and greet. So we got our photo taken, which I have scrapbooked. And then we are still waiting. We're supposed to get some memorabilia from the concert. So I'm just waiting for that to get delivered. I think we got a mug and a notebook from what I can remember. So, you know, I'm sad. I love notebooks. So that is quite exciting for me that I get a Rob Thomas notebook. And I've got the lanyards hanging on my memorabilia wall. So I didn't include them in the layout just because they're quite bulky. So I'm just going to stick the guitar to the side here. Yes, that looks great. So let's see if I can show this to you full on. So that is the finished layout. So we've got, I'll just do a close-up. So this is the left-hand page. You've got your splatters, the music notes, the tickets, And then the cute little tickets up here. And then the right hand side is where I will do my journaling. I've got my title. I don't know if I'm 100% happy with my title, but like I said, I'm trying to just use up my stash, so it will do. And then I've got my music notes, my splitter, and then the guitar, and more of those cute little tickets and a star. So that is my finished layout for today. I will do the journaling and then pop some photos of that on my Facebook page and also my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, what are you doing? So my Instagram's creative_happy_hour. So jump on and join me there. I post a lot of close-ups and like videos of all the reels I've done. So I'm going to go finish this journaling, and I will see you all hopefully next week at 5 p.m. I'm not sure if it will be Friday, Saturday or Sunday. Let me know what day actually works better, if you'd prefer a Friday 5 p.m, Saturday 5 p.m. or a Sunday 5 p.m. video, and I will do my best to give you what you want. So just super quickly, there is the finished layout. It's the wrong way around. So you've got the music and the stars and the tickets. I'm very happy with how this turned out, and I quite like the colour combination too. So I'll pop some photos of that up on my page, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.